All right, guys, so this is going to be a very, very quick market update and a little bit of just talk about what the market is going to be doing in the future, plays that I am in, what I'm doing with my own portfolio, just for more transparency for you guys, and then updates on, again, base coins and my positions within those. And I'll explain my reasoning behind everything that as we get into that section. But again, of course, we always preface here on this channel that none of this is financial advice and to do your own research. Now that that's knocked out of the way, Kaizen is still closed for temporarily, guys. We will have that up and running where I'll have that affiliate link down in the description below so you can get signed up the next time we open up. So that will happen whenever it does, but until then, just stay tuned. But now we're going to get into the content. Again, this is going to be a quick video. I'm filming this at 9 p.m. I'm trying to get this out before 12, so bear with me here. But the first thing we want to talk about is specifically the current market standing as a whole. Bitcoin dominance just needs to keep dropping. It really just needs to take more of a plunge. It has not. Its current standing is really messing with alts. Futures keep getting messed up because of this. It's more the market uncertainty right now is really screwing with a ton of different trades. It's screwing with a ton of different, altcoins as well. There's a lot of things that are going wrong, but temporarily, right? Of course, I remember we had market uncertainty one day and the next day things were good to go again. So just keep that in mind. Just because one day is bad doesn't mean the next day will be bad as well. So I do think today, and actually speaking of this, we actually did have a pretty good initial start of the day, specifically for coin we're going to be talking about later in this video. But we actually had Bitcoin nearing that $100,000 mark. It just rejected it. So we just seem to have less volume, not enough volume to push us up above that. And we do have just that resistance level. It just can't cross that 100K mark, which is very interesting to me. So yeah, we were unable to do that. So we'll see what happens with it. But at the end of the day, we're just gonna have to play it by ear. I'm not gonna lie. It's just gonna have to be something where we play by ear, and we'll see what ultimately happens with this token. So now that we just kind of got over that, well, let's go ahead and get into just, again, more so the alts side of things. I think it's just, again, a lot of uncertainty here. Things are just bouncing up and down. Alts are taking a hit right now, specifically Solana. Solana's getting reamed right now. Not too much, but I do have a Solana long, and I'm not doing so hot in that. But hopefully we will be able to recover. And I believe we will be over the next couple of days. If not, there will always be more trades. But again, this is just what you have to think whenever if you're someone who's into futures, you have to understand that what you risk is ultimately what you could lose. And I think that's a great thing to keep in mind, because maybe then that stops you from over leveraging yourself. So do keep that in mind. But yeah, again, just a lot of uncertainty right now. This short-term and long-term outlook is still bullish. So don't, put that aside, but just temporarily today standing and maybe even into tomorrow, it's just a lot of uncertainty, and Bitcoin could even fall tomorrow. We'll see ultimately what happens. I'm not too worried, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, just that is, I'd say, the overall current market sentiment is just uncertainty. I'd say alt season indicator on CoinMarketCap says we are practically in an alt season if we aren't already, which is of course awesome for us, and specifically with some of these base coins like Aerodrome. So first thing I want to talk about, I do have an Aerodrome position. I actually took out all of my Aerodrome before Ski Mask to enter into Ski Mask. And upon doing that, of course, that really paid off. But I took out my Aerodrome back. I didn't actually throw in what my entirety of my Aerodrome back was. I just put in a little portion of my initial into Ski Mask just to have Aerodrome as instead of just having that money sit there, it's just kind of building in the background, as I believe that's what Aerodrome's doing. I mean, we're at we hit $1.80, $1.90 we're almost at $2 from this point. I think we'll cross that not too far from here. So I do have a small bag in the aerodrome still. Moonwell, I do not have a bag in, nor do I have a bag in Alien Base. Does that mean I am not going to, or I'm not bullish on these projects? Absolutely not. It's just now, again, I over-risked myself. I just took the plunge, which I do not recommend any of you to do, and threw practically everything I had into ski masks when it was at 3 cents. I'm not gonna lie, that really paid off for me. But again, if that would have went to 0, I'd have been screwed. So I ultimately have an exit plan in mind for Ski Mask Dog. Once that exit plan hits, hopefully it does by the time none of these coins pump. Please, I want to re-enter. But we will probably get back into this plays just for maybe even if I'm honestly fine with the amount I will make off of Ski Mask to make it 3 to 5x plus. Because that'll set me up for this cycle. I'll call it quits off that. So we'll see what happens. I think nothing is guaranteed, but that's my current standing. I have a majority of my portfolios in Ski Mask Dog just because I over-risked. Don't recommend that at all. Please do not ever do that. But I'm young. I figured I'd just send it, and it worked. Again, that does not mean I do not like these projects. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Just stick with your fundamentals and you should be good. The next thing we're going to be talking about is, I guess, more so the token that we've been talking about is Ski Mask, right? Ski Mask has been doing very well. And I've just kind of reiterated this over and over again. I believe when we filmed yesterday, it was at around 19 or 18 cents. It actually might have been lower. I literally sent out a tweet at around midnight yesterday saying, for my birthday, since today's my birthday, I said, for my birthday, can we get a 25-cent ski mask? And that's what ended up happening, which is awesome because hitting that $250 million market cap mark, you literally now have people buying in who are expecting $1 billion at the very least. There's people who are buying in now expecting a 10 to 20x, and we've been in for, if you were able to get in when I called it first, we were able to get in around 3 cents. So the impact of their bullish sentiment, they're going to stick till they see those targets hit. They're going to stick till they potentially see this passing dog we've had. So for those of us who are early, it's a really big opportunity we have here, and I just want to reiterate that. Do I think you should enter in now? Honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's a tricky situation. Because in my shoes, I would not. But again, if you're looking to get some skin in the game, I think we're still bound for at least a 2 to 4x conservatively. But again, nothing's guaranteed. It's just going to be risky on your part. But it is a very solid project with a lot more room to grow, especially if we get centralized exchange listings. So there's my take on that. To answer any of your questions regarding Ski Mask Dog, but it's absolutely crushing it. Been the coin that's carried my portfolio now. And then speaking of what I'm doing, I'm doing leverage trading right now, where I've had some good trades and I've had some bad ones. I'm learning so much because I've never done this before. There's guys who've done this for 4 years who I'm learning this from. So really trying to, just take my wins and losses and learn from each of them. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Maybe I'll make a little just vlog or some sort of video on my whole process with that. But that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. I hope you did take something away from this. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.